So today we're here to talk about the concept of fatigue and how it influences our performances. Sports scientists define fatigue as the decrement or the decrease in the force output of the muscle. Psychologists see fatigue as a sensation of tiredness. Physiologists define fatigue as a failure of a specific physiological system. Exercise is terminated at exhaustion, not at the point of fatigue. Many consider fatigue to be a safety mechanism evolved to prevent injury and death from overreaching. However, regardless of how you define it, fatigue is something we all fight with, and regardless of the preparation, fatigue will always be present. There are several factors that cause fatigue, not the least of which is just engaging in work that is beyond your capacity. This type of fatigue is caused by our body's inability to deliver the necessary oxygen and nutrients in the blood to the working muscle. We call this peripheral fatigue. Researchers have identified fatigue mechanisms that originate in the neuromuscular systems as well. These seem to be protective systems in the body that can originate as high as the central nervous system. Researchers are not clear on all the factors that contribute to this central governor fatigue model, but some have been clearly shown to be an imbalance in electrolyte concentrations and the brain's perception of a lack of fuel. The ability to replace key electrolytes and in turn draw water into the blood plasma is an important part of strategic rehydration. When body temperature rises to 103 degrees Fahrenheit, central fatigue ensues. Further increases are commonly associated with heat exhaustion and occasionally with the life-threatening heat stroke. We train to increase our capacity to do work. But even if we have trained and have the ability to do the necessary work, other factors can creep in and block our ability to accomplish our goals. Hydration levels have a direct impact on the blood volume and contribute to success and failure. Fatigue towards the end of a prolonged event may result as much from dehydration as it is from fuel depletion. Exercise performance is impaired when a person is dehydrated by as little as 2%. Losses of excess of 5% can decrease your capacity to do work by up to a third. The capacity to perform high-intensity exercise, which results in exhaustion within a few minutes, declines by as much as 45% with as little as 2% decrease in body weight from dehydration. Dehydration during physical activity in the heat provokes a greater performance decrement than similar activity in cooler conditions. A difference thought to be due, at least in part, to the greater cardiovascular and thermoregulatory strain associated with the heat exposure.